Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have a male left behind and forward-moving spouse with a bomb drop of May 8th, 2021, a date of marriage of 1998. He has an at-home MLCer who is a high-energy replayer. He says, this question stems from others that I have previously answered. My MLC wife has been going away weekends and on extended trips with a female who is almost half of her age. When I questioned her about it before bomb drop, she said it was just Simone, someone she started having common interests with. I've recently overheard phone conversations and have been approached by friends that tell me that it has now turned into a relationship. I'm not sure how to proceed unless I directly ask. If it's true, how common would it be for the alienator to be of the same sex? I've been afraid of the monster to this point, but now it would just be part of the process. Thank you in advance for your help. So this alienator, which we have talked about before as if it's not a fair, she's still an alienating force, was someone she visited on a weekend, someone who is significantly younger, early 20s, and yet seems to be in the maturity level of a teenager, seemed to be hiding some of the goings on with her, and was taking on possibly a maternal type of role or talking about that. Felt like maybe there was a rescuer in that, mothering, and it also came after empty nesting. Just to catch everybody up a little bit really quickly, I probably skipped over a whole bunch. So, and this is where it may have been leading to the whole time if it wasn't already there. And you say, and let's be clear, before it was a relationship. Now, when you say relationship, I'm assuming you're saying intimate or sexual intimacy or emotional that is leading toward that. How common is it for somebody to go from heterosexuality to homosexuality? I don't know. I've seen it here. It's not common, but it happens. So I don't want to say uncommon and as though, oh my gosh, that's really rare. I want to say it's not what we normally see or we normally do, but it is not out of the norm, isn't right? It's not unheard of. So rather than thinking, oh my gosh, this is a horrible thing because my wife is with somebody else, or letting that try and go into analysis paralysis on the meanings of that, she's with an alienator. Okay, she's with a younger alienator. And she's with an alienator who, as has been previously described by you, is younger, whose maturity level is younger than her chronological age. So not only a younger alienator, but even younger than that in her maturational level. That's an affair down. So what you are dealing with is an affair down. And you treat it as a typical affair down. Now, she might try and throw it at you that the reason that it is with another woman, maybe it's, oh, you ruined me, or all of these things. That is to get you to stop, to get you to give up hope, it's to hurt you. Sometimes they hurt you. The point of hurting you is to get you to stop, get you to not be an obstacle in their way. And there always could be that. Or there are people who are bisexual and always were, or there are people who learn more about themselves, but there's also experimentation. There's people who like, I've never had feelings for a woman and I'm female, but I can understand it. So there's a big spectrum of this. You treat it like it's just an affair. And I don't mean to minimize affairs, but as opposed to, oh my gosh, my wife's gone to the other side, or does this mean that my wife is gay, is a lesbian, and I have to give up? We don't know, really. We don't know that part. But she is being pulled in by an affair down. So what I want you to focus on is that this is an affair down. And then I'd rather you, after that, focus more on your detachment. She's still at home. So do you ask her about it? Before, at bomb drop, you questioned her before bomb drop. She said, it's just Simone. And she shares common interests with her, which was already clued in that you were asking questions, there were suspicions, And she's just trying to minimize. She was already minimizing. She was already hiding, in other words. If you ask her now directly, has she been very forthcoming with you since? Previously, when I responded to you, I suggested, well, maybe, and I just really wanted this as a test, you to give her some praise for all of that help, because she was such a great mother to your daughter, and now she's helping someone in need. Because we were looking at it as, is she helping someone in need who is a victim, or does she feel that that's what she's doing? And I wanted you to give her some praise for, you are such a great mother. I'm so glad you're helping someone. And to see what she would do with that. It wasn't because I believed that this was an innocent, I'm just helping someone thing. I want to see what she'd do. And so I'm curious if you did any of that, which was a little scary. So you might not have. But what she did then, did she monster? Did she relax? Did she talk more, less, continue to hide, anything like that? Because I don't expect her to answer your questions. I expect her, like you said, you've been afraid of monster now, and now it's just part of the process. You're right. Monster is going to be part of the process. So I don't want you to fear monster. And that's a big ask. But you're going to come to understand that monster is going to be there anyway. And you have to do the right thing sometimes. And to do the right thing, you have to go through monster. And sometimes monster is a test for you because you haven't been setting boundaries or you've been doormatting. And monster gets really upset at you. But as soon as you, hey, what you're doing is inappropriate. And when I say that, I'm meaning about how they're treating you, not about the relationship. You have to be a little more subtle with that. But what you're doing is inappropriate. You sounded forceful. And it often stops someone in their tracks a little bit more for a moment. Now, I said a moment. It doesn't necessarily stop monster, but that's new. Monster didn't expect that because monster hadn't experienced it from you yet. It gives them a little thing to, okay, there is a line that he's not going to let me cross. It's part of the process. So don't be afraid of it. You can ask her questions, but it's an affair. It's a typical and normal affair. And I want you to treat it that way. From now on, you're going to work on your detachment. Okay? I know it's hard. And I know you want more answers. So how you proceed is no different than anyone else. You have a wife who's having an affair. If you find out more that is, so you've also heard her on the phone. When you hear them on the phone, did this confirm what other people are telling you, that it's more of a relationship now? Where do you set your boundaries because she still lives at home? That's your question. Your next question is, if you know for certain she's having an illicit relationship that really shouldn't be there, do you let her continue to live at home? It's been 2 years. If it had been 2 months, then I try not to get to the kick 'em out phase yet. But it's been 2 years. 2 years? Yeah, you could be at the kick 'em out phase at 1 year. And if she's having an inappropriate relationship, you know she's having an inappropriate relationship, there is a time where you are supposed to tell her, instead of asking her, you tell her that the relationship with Simone is inappropriate. And that could be because you're married. This could be because she got caught up in it. And hey, I've been hurt by what you've been doing, but I think you got caught up in something, and maybe when you started, you didn't realize. And that can be something I can understand. But you took it too far, and you've been hiding it from me, and you've taken it too far again, and you're taking it too far with somebody else who is an emotional creature also, and she's unstable. And this has caused instability in not only your marriage, but also in you. You've changed, and it's not for the better. I'm just coming up with lots of different things to throw out there. None of them may be right. None of them may be wrong. But when you do, you talk about how I know that you're having a relationship that is inappropriate with Simone. If this continues, you're not allowed to live here. And then you say, you have to make a decision about this. It's not, and do not say, choose me or her. Don't say that. That's ultimatum. But say, you need to leave. That's something you have to figure out on your own. But it is at a point where I'm not trying to hold you back from kicking them to the curb. So that is an option that you need to put out there. She might think that it's not really an affair because it's a woman. And yet she knows it's an affair at the same time because she's hiding it. So you have a lot to think about. The most important thing, though, is your healing and detachment. Focus on that as much as you can. Okay? And I hope this is helpful. I will see everybody in the next